Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and this evening I'll be bringing a close to our theme week of killer animals, and I decided to go with a 2007 film, Territory, or better known to most people I think is the title Rogue. So, our killer croc movie. This one is set in Australia, and we follow, I've got some notes here, a guy, it's Michael Vartan, the actor, and he is he's a travel guide. Well, he writes for travel guides, and so he's on an assignment to have a look out at kind of this rugged outback kind of part of Australia, and he takes one of the boat rides, which is kind of known for its like a crocodile area, so you normally get to spot crocs and things like this. So the boat guide is actually, what's the name again? Radha Mitchell. She's been in quite a few things. Pitch Black, I think that was one of her big breaks. Man on Fire, just different things. She's pretty good in it. She's kind of quite well known. And so he's on the boat with her and some obviously other tourists. There's a few couples and different bits like that. And there's her name, Mia Wasikowski, she's quite young in this film, better known for Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton remake. And well, basically they're going through, they're on this boat trip, having a nice time going down the river, and then you get some rednecks that kind of turn up, and they know who our guide is, our Radha, and one of them is, again, very early role, Sam Worthington. Kind of his biggest break was maybe Avatar, and there's also in Terminator Salvation, things like that. So they're just being like general rednecky and dicks, as always it tends to be in these films. And they're just getting ready to go back anyway, and then one of the people on the boat spots a flare, and she's like, it's her duty to go and investigate to see what's wrong. Someone's obviously in need. So she takes the boat, and they go to the area where they saw the flare, but then they see this sunken boat, it's in pieces, and then their boat gets rammed by something, an unknown assailant, which we know obviously is a huge crocodile, and it starts to sink. So she drives it onto this, there's a small island that's in the river, and then they get stranded there, obviously, and they're kind of starting to get nervous, like because they're kind of way off track as like where they should be, so people won't necessarily know to look for where they are. And this is a river that has like a tide, so they know that the tide's going to be rising, and she kind of figures out fairly quickly that it's a crocodile that's done this, a rather aggressive crocodile. So she's kind of quite worried, so they're trying to figure out what to do. And then the rednecks come, and they're kind of joking around at the situation, and the crocodile smashes into their boat as well, chews up one of them, obviously not Sam Worthington. He kind of becomes a bit of an anti-hero with a bad ending, we'll say. And this, well, anyway, he goes up, he gets onto the boat, and they try several different things to kind of escape. There's several different escape methods, the plans which they try, not so successfully. A few people get lost along the way, obviously. I'm not going to go into too many details on this. I don't really want to give, like, we know how this film would be, but I don't want to kind of say every single thing that happens. But towards the end, Radha Mitchell, she actually gets taken by the crocodile. It's not going to look good for her, but Michael Vartan becomes our hero, and so he's kind of he's like swimming down, like looking for her, and doesn't know where to find her. He hasn't got a clue where she's going to be. But then he's kind of like day breaks, and he's with the dog, because one of the customers on the boat had a dog with him, and then the dog runs off, so he's chasing the dog, and he finds this layer with a few body parts and chewed up people maybe in there, and he realises it's the crocodile's lair, and he finds Radha Mitchell in there, But then who should come back home but our Killer Croc? He's a big boy in this one. And so we know what's there's a big finale, a big fight with our Croc and our hero. And that's where I'll leave the film. It's quite straightforward. It's kind of what you'd expect it to be, but it's done really well. It's of course you have your annoying characters. You have to have your annoying characters in these, but then you have your kind of your hero characters, your anti-hero characters, and it's kind of really well balanced. It's quite nicely written. Again, it's not like Oscar-worthy script or anything like that, but it rolls along at a nice pace, and there's plenty of different things like going on to keep you entertained. And this definitely is one of the better crocodile/alligator movies out there. It's one that I do like really enjoy. I was actually stuck between doing that or doing Rogue or like Alligator, but I decided to go with Rogue because I think everyone knows like Alligator is probably one of the most famous ones out there, and Rogue is kind of well known as well. But yeah, that's just the one I decided to go for in the end. Like it's one, yeah, it's an enjoyable film. Yeah, like I said, yeah, you got some like fairly big actors kind of. They're kind of now established, and others are kind of up and coming and things like that. And it's it's quite cool to see them in there. Like I said, Sam Worthington and Radha Mitchell and Mia Wasikowski. Had to see the notes there again. Yeah, those are kind of like your three biggest ones, and like Michael Vartan as well. Like he's got that kind of face that you kind of recognise, but I think it's more like it's more. I was going to say like chick flicks, but 1 Hour Photo. Yeah, he's the dad that's in 1 Hour Photo. Yeah. So yeah, he's quite good. He's quite good in this. He's kind of very not super buff hero. It's kind of that's your Sam Worthington, but he's a douche that turns a hero. It's nice. It's like I said, it's nothing new, but it's a fun crocodile movie. Yes, there's CGI, but then we also do have some practical stuff going in there. Especially like how the fight scene is done in the end. You can see why they had to go CGI, otherwise I imagine the cost would have been like really, really high. But it's an enjoyable film, like I said. Check it out. Hope you liked the review and hope you liked the wall. I was very, very happy to actually kind of get this up, like moved into the new house, and at last been able to start properly displaying my movies better, which something I've wanted to do for a long, long time. But when you're in rented property, you don't really want to start buying loads of expensive bits and pieces and destroying walls basically. But now I'm in the place, I can destroy any walls that I want. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you. Bye bye.